I don't get it. Hasn't Donald Trump seen the 5th episode of The Redonkulous Race when the vegan said, "Yeah, that's how war starts, and war is bad"? Why would you believe that a bad thing like war would be good? After 3 years of hearing this sort of crap, I've decided that I am going to America and give President Trump a piece of my mind. He better prepare himself. But the question is, how do I get to America? And the follow-up question is, how will I find him? The only instructions I have on his address is the fact that he lives in a White House. But do you know how many White Houses there are in the world? How am I supposed to know his address with only this info to go by? I have to approach this project in a different way. I could A. Try to understand Donald Trump and forgive him for all the crap he does. But this is the 21st century. No one has tolerance for no one anymore. I can study the geography of America and trace the location of where I need to go. But that would mean I have to study, and I am a college student, so I'm currently allergic to studies. Or C. I can blindly get on a plane to America, go to America and ask person by person if they have seen Donald Trump. And yes, I admit that the idea is stupid, but I am stupid, and a quick study of math allowed me to find that a negative plus a negative makes a positive. So I guess I choose C. While I was looking online for flights to America, I've stumbled upon an option that would be way cheaper than flying over to the country that has had a McDonald's that served pizza. Mio Dio. The option consists of a simulator of getting to know America by car. What is a simulator, I hear you asking? A simulator is a machine that simulates simulations. All we need for this is a Nintendo 64, a television, and a cartridge of the simulator. Apparently, this simulator was released in the year 2000, known as the year where Croatia was robbed. But apparently, this simulator cartridge sells cheap on account of bad merchandising of that time. The name apparently was changed by the American government so that the terrorists don't learn about the geography of the country and exploited it. So instead of having a name like American Car Simulator, we wound up getting something called Mickey Speedway USA. It consists of having these unknown cartoon characters from World War I. You probably never heard of them. There is an healthy amount of characters to choose. There is a duck with a pink bow on her head, but she has no name, so I'll just call her Alborta. See what I did there? I am even honoring an American province. Totally not Canadian, I'm sorry. But apparently, according to this simulator, a lot of the things I've learned in my American history class in college was a lie. What? I scored 13 out of 20. So does this mean that 13 out of my 20 points are 13 lies? 13 reasons why? More like 13 reasons lie! The definition that there are 50 states represented by each star in the American flag is outdated, because according to this simulator, there are only 21 states, and you can only find the 21st if you eat a lot of eggs. So now I'm confused. If Kansas and Arkansas don't exist, then why was an Asian woman studying geography asking for America to explain to her back in 2014? Could it be that this woman is a terrorist? Well, might as well explore America while we are here. Indianapolis, and this is where it gets problematic. Apparently, polis in Greek means city. So this state literally translates as Indian City. In case you don't know, Goofy's girlfriend is a cow. And because cows are sacred in India, if Clarabelle was here, I think her name is Clarabelle, who cares if it isn't, now she is Clarabelle, she might have been attacked, and that would have been sacrilegious. And what kind of state is this? It looks like a go-kart track. I am really nervous for what lies ahead. Does America just believe that a kart track will be a good living facility? I guess they are trying to copy the living conditions of the actual Indian country. San Francisco, apparently known for its long bridges and fog. I can see the fog, but there is only half a bridge. Another flawed state. New Mexico. There is a state trying to be a country. How ridiculous. They couldn't even adopt an original name like New State or New Territory or New Zealand. Not only that, but this state is only a desert. Everywhere you look, there is only sand. How can this qualify as a state? The Grand Canyon. A big state with gorgeous views, but I wish there were grand jumps over the Grand Canyon. I had more bouncing around in San Francisco. Los Angeles. Apparently this is the place where hot celebrities gather and where British people come to sneeze at paintings in museums. But the simulator didn't pick that up, and instead we had to play in Figure 8 circuit from Mario Kart DS. And the track runs through the beach. And that ruins the fun of going to the beach. Think, when you go to the beach, your main goal is to swim in the ocean. In here, if I want to go to the ocean, I have to cross a whole racetrack. Not only does it make it the most unsafe beach in the world, it also makes it the worst beach in America. 7.8 out of 10, too many cars going by. Alaska, a land covered in snow and completely isolated by Canada. So it's possibly the best state of this country. It's covered in snow 24/7, and that is a great excuse not to go out of the house and have a social life. So this is officially the best state so far. 7.8 out of 10, not enough snow. Las Vegas, a city filled with light in the middle of the desert. Wait, this one is actually perfectly portrayed, I think. Philadelphia, a city that according to Bruce Springsteen has streets of. Well, yes, it does have streets of, but according to this simulator, Philadelphia is an island. An island is a body of land surrounded by water, and in this case, the city of Philadelphia can be considered an island. I am not surprised. Dakota, a boring landlocked state that has the faces of the characters of the simulator carved into mountains. My god, what kind of witchcraft is this? They encarved the faces of cartoon characters into mountains. Americans have spent money on a 5-star hotel suite for a turkey they were gonna eat, but carving 3D models of cartoon characters is like taking dollar bills and throwing them in the trash. Pathetic. Seattle, a city that in paper looks like a decent place to live. It has toy stores, it has kebab restaurants, ABBA stores, what I assume is a K-pop store, map stores. But you soon learn that it's only another lie. The state's most prized touristic spots are the Seattle Tower that you can't even access, a car park that is unfinished, and then a sewer. I guess civilized cities need then sewers, but why am I being shown this part of the city? Well, at least this won't be the last time I will talk about sewers. New York City, country jungle where dreams are made of. Well, back in Dakota, I've talked about the wackiness of Americans and their ways of spending their money in ridiculous things. In here, they made a statue holding an ice cream with a face of a rat. Is this the embodiment of freedom that Aurora Levin Morales portrayed in Shadow of the Americas? As ludicrous New York was, nothing beats the cruelty of the next state. Chicago, a city where women can get away with murder as long as you're not Hungarian, and even put on a stupid show in the roaring 20s. Well, remember when I said that cities need a good sewer system? Well, apparently people from Chicago only care for the sewer part, because the city of Chicago is only one big sewer. How can people live like this? Where does the toilet flushes go, Americans, I swear. But the worst part isn't this. The government of this town decided to put a realistic mural so that the inhabitants of this decrepit state can see what a real town should look like, and even built a wall ahead of it and said that no resident can escape. I still haven't found Donald Trump, but seeing such a cruel state, I can safely say that the president is from this one. The president is Chicagonian. She may be the face I can't forget. Yellowstone was boring. Who names Yellowstone to a stone? Stones aren't yellow. Even the thunderstone is not even yellow. It's blue. Washington, D.C. My hopes of finding the Orange Man are getting more and more thinner. I don't think I'll ever find Donald Trump. Oh my God, I found the White House. This is it. In the words of Marge Simpson, I'm gonna give the president a piece of my mind. I drove inside the house like a badass, but he must have heard me because he took off at lightning speed. So I chased him over to Everglades, a swampy region that for some reason has a freaking rocket. I looked all over for him until I gave up and went back to my hotel room. I had a gift basket in there. I received a postcard of the moon from President Trump saying, "You had a huge chance, but you failed." Only then I realized he was inside that rocket. Well, might as well search around these other spots for some sort of incriminating form of incrimination. I went to Malibu, which has much better beaches than some other states. I went to Hawaii, a place that is not just surrounded by water, which means that Hawaii is a landlocked state. Take notes, Philadelphia. Oregon, birthplace of The Simpsons creator Matt Groening. The Simpsons, best show of all time. The show responsible for a Happy Smile Super Challenge and Family Wish show. I searched around as much as I could, but I didn't find The Simpsons creator around. And I think I know why. One of the creators of the simulator is Seth MacFarlane, creator of Simpsons spin-off American Gooey. And it's more than clear that macaroni and cheddar hates The Simpsons. Next we went to a very, very small state called Texas. A place for no one. A small state and vultures. Colorado, a mountainous state and home to the best show in the world, South Park. As always, I could not find anything from South Park because Seth MacFarlane is running this simulator. I really wanted to tell Butters that he is my favorite character, but I couldn't. However, on the way to the airport, I found a cable car coming down from the moon. And guess who was inside blowing me a raspberry? Donald Trump itself. Well, he is not getting the last lap. Alberta drove her car down the cliff, resulting in an explosion. After blasting off again, we were sent to a farm that made us eat eggs. After eating about 20 eggs, I gained the power of teleportation, and I was teleported to the secret state of New Orleans, home of jazz, one of the best musical genres of all time. And it was on a boat! A boat! Just when I thought Americans couldn't be dumber, I find myself on a floating state. Well, it's surrounded by water, so it's also an island. Thankfully, the kind jazzy people from New Orleans were kind enough to drop me off in the nearest airport. So now, I'm back in Europe, with mes croissants, mi pizza, my fish and chips, o meu pastel de nata, mis tapas, main waffles. Good God, what a terrifying experience. At least I got even with Mr. Trump. I'm so sorry for this.